Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another session of podcast. I wish and I'm sure you will enjoy listening to the broadcast.
What is the difference between the water that we use today, that's available today, and the water that was used by our ancestors, say?
Yeah, with 8 hours of our research in the area of water, with our research foundation, Revolution, the research foundation that's called, we have done a lot of work trying to collect a lot of information, a lot of lab work and all that, and also going through the present scientific exploration on water. The scientific community is also working hard to make sure that the humanity uses the best source of water what the nature gives us.
Right.
There's a lot of difference between the ancient science, the ancient days, the ancient understanding. We were more used to our studies in the ancient Tamil heritage life science. Water becomes a very key important issue. They were, if you see the olden days civilizations, they either live, close to a river for the water source.
Right.
Most of it were running water.
Running water.
Otherwise, they live very close to the sea come and join, the river come and join the sea.
I see.
Which we call it as Mugathuvaram in Tamil. So, these are the areas, because trade was also going on in shipping and all that to various parts of the world from this land. So their understanding of water was quite different. The first and foremost mistake that the modern days which we made in the last maybe 100, 200 years is to build dams.
I see. That's a revolution.
Yeah. When you block a river, by making a reservoir called dam and block the water, you tend to dry the river from that point.
From that point on, true.
Okay? So, that is a wrong concept. Rivers were flowing all 365 days. Rivers stopped flowing after a few months during the rainy season for the rest of the seasons because you built the dam. That they have understood now.
I see.
In southern part of America, they started breaking down the dams. That's a news to you.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
where it is.
So, these guys on the olden days were better understanding of water. Like I explained how the animal kingdom chooses its water in the last of my talk. So, they were, accessing the running water all the time, which is a much better water. And they know how to store them at the domestic end to make sure they eliminate certain memories of water, which is a very big subject, which we are not going to go into detail on that. So the ancients had a better understanding. Today, the water which we use is water from reservoirs, into pipelines, into tanks, cemented, into again plastic pipes, to metal taps. They are not healthy water at all. But we have to find a way and means, once we draw the water into our domestic areas, how to purify this water with some methods, whatever that I have explained in the last this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Doctor, the rainwater, the agriculture uses rainwater, and they also use certain water bodies and canals, etc. So what is the difference between the agriculture, the agriculture using rainwater and using, say, a borewell water, or this kind of stored water?
Yeah. Because of the running water is not there by our rivers, which were channelized and given for agriculture, used for agriculture in the ancient past, we are forced to go in for digging bore wells, bigger bore wells, to tap the groundwater. Now, for example, I'll tell you, around more than 1,000 or 1,100 years before, the king Rajaraja Cholan has built the Kallanai. It is not a dam.
It's not a dam.
near Trichy, if you go, it's not a dam. The Kaveri comes from the region of Karnataka. At the moment, we call it as Karnataka. It is one piece of land before. There were no boundaries there.
Right.
You call now it is Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Karnataka, Kerala and all that. It comes from the area of Karnataka today, comes through up to Pumbuhar, it comes and joins the sea.
Right.
So after Kollidam, he made a channel, the huge amount of water flowing in. It is not a dam to store water.
True.
He channelized it to 3 different directions.
I see.
It comes and gets blocked and goes off in 3 directions.
So it's still flowing water.
To reach vast land of various areas. He is not storing and supplying you.
Correct. Right.
He is blocking the flow and making it flow into 3 directions.
Right.
This is what is that Kalanai. What we have it till today, and it is used till today, and it has its own life for next hundreds of years to come. It was so well made.
fantastic.
That engineering technology was totally different. We will not go into that. So, for example, if you take East Godavari district, like Bhimavaram, Rajamundri areas and Amalavaram, Ravalapalam, all those areas, East Godavari district, you see the Godavari river is so potential. They have channels everywhere coming from the rivers to the agricultural land, where the rainwater gets supplied to the paddy fields,
I see.
where you will get 35 to 40 bags of rice per acre, or 75 kilos each. Whereas if you come to Tamil Nadu and all that, northern Tamil Nadu and all that, where there are a lot of paddy fields, where people are dependent on the bore well water,
Right.
we get only 25 to 30 bags. Because of the potency of the water varies. A bore well water is not as good as a river water which is collected from the rain
I see.
and the flow of water. Here we pull it out from the bore well and channel it out to the this thing. And another thing, there were all small channels which will bore well water were supplied to the
Right,
land.
right.
Today they have made pipelines.
Pipelines are there.
Again, 4 inches, 5 inches pipe. Those are plastic pipes.
Right.
Running water in the plastic pipes is, which will reduce the strength of the water, the potency of the water. The water gets completely changed. They are not as powerful as it does not help the plant kingdom in a big way. So there's a lot of difference between the natural source of water available to us, which can be channelized and used in agriculture, which gives you better plantation and better yield, whereas the borewell water plantations are weaker,
Okay.
do not give as good as the yield what you expect. So
This
the
is-
agriculture does not become profitable these
This
days.
is a huge revelation, doctor.
This is what is very important. This is what we have to understand.
Right.
Now nobody has done. There are people who have done works on it, but we are not able to change them. If you have a lake,
Yeah.
if you see northern Tamil Nadu, there are hundreds and thousands of lakes built by the ancient and by the Britishers and all that, because we don't have rivers here in the northern Tamil Nadu. So we store the rainwater
Right.
in the lake and then draw them to use it for agriculture.
Right.
That gives you better yield.
Okay.
But it only serves for maybe 4-5 months or 6 months in a year. Now the lakes are also not maintained properly. They don't hold much water. But balance years of agriculture, we use borewell water, which doesn't give you a good agricultural output. Plus also the output is not healthy enough to provide you better food.
Provide you better food.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, doctor. That was a huge revelation. And another important aspect is the use of chlorine. So we supposedly purify our water using chlorine, including the water that we get in our taps and for drinking, or the swimming pools, etc. So chlorine is heavily used to supposedly purify water. So what is the effect of this chlorine on the water that we use and consume both?
Yeah, we have no methodology other than using alum, chlorine, mainly chlorine, alum, all these things which are, alum is excavated and taken, chlorine we produce. They are used to, basically make sure that we don't get waterborne diseases.
Right.
Alum is basically used to give you crystal clear water. Chlorine is basically used to make sure that the bacterial infection is controlled.
Right.
We can only think of such methodologies at the moment, which has been followed for many number of decades. because the urbanization has become big. The economic disparity has made population from the rural to migrate to the urban areas. The urban areas have swelled up. So all of them has to be given water. So we have certain reservoirs for it. Then they are being drawn to certain tanks, big tank. From there it is being distributed, where we use chlorine.
Right.
Chlorine is not good for us. We don't have like advanced countries like UK, Germany, America, Canada, and all these areas. Before drawing the water from the reservoirs to the human supply, they have huge filtration plants where they filter the chlorine. But the recent research is something totally different that I will tell you later.
Sure.
But here we don't have such treatment plants which can clear the chlorine and give you the water. So as I've told you in my previous talks, if you take the municipal supply water and smell it, it really smells you chlorine.
It smells of chlorine, absolutely.
When you pour them into many of your crotons at home, they all die. Then you can understand.
Right.
So chlorine is always not good for us. Smelling of chlorine will hit your lung immediately. You know that. So this one is creating a lot of health hazard to us. At the moment we have no choice to. So what it is to maintain water purity in terms of bacterial infection, we have no methodology as yet. But when it comes to the question of swimming pool, again, there are many number of people who come and use it.
Right.
So we don't know what is the bacterial infection in each person. Maybe somebody must have recovered from jaundice or typhoid or tuberculosis. We don't know, because to make sure that number of people coming and using one pool of water as in a swimming pool, so we should make sure that people don't carry the bacterial infection from one person to another person through this water. So we tend to use chlorine. The first thing that you can notice in this is it affects your skin,
Right.
mainly. Then a lot of hair loss happens. So we have no choice at the moment on that. There are pools which goes, the water gets cleaned, there is a treatment plant, then gets added again to the chlorine and comes in.
I see. So the chlorine remains fixed.
Yeah, it's continuous wondering. But in many of the pools you see these treatment plants don't work.
I see.
Then it becomes little painful. And there is a periodical time in which the entire water should be siphoned out from the pool.
Right.
The pool should be completely dried in the sun for a period of time. And then the fresh water has to be filled in, which normally in many places we don't do. That's a regulation, which people don't do.
Do not do, yes.
Today, places like Chennai, maintaining a pool is the highest luxury, because we don't even have water to drink for many number of population.
True, doctor.
Yeah, it's hazardous.
Yes, so what is the connection of the number of disease and the type of disease we have today and the type of water or the quality of water that we use?
It is not the question of number of diseases what you want to talk about. Water can carry any disease, the life on earth, for all species, including microbes, bacteria, and all kinds of things. There are airborne viruses are there. There are waterborne pathogens are there. So it is a question of, because of the quality of water is no good. That quality of water we use in cooking and drinking with whatever methods at the moment we have with our aquaguards or RO plants and whatever you call it. We clean them up as much as we know.
Can, right.
Yeah, but still the quality of water is no good. The first thing it has done is to us, it has reduced our immune power.
Right.
Our immune power was not as good as what it was 100 years ago. 100 years ago, people used to walk from south to Varanasi.
Yes.
Today you can't.
True.
You walk for 10 days, you will fall into fever, because we are going to drink different water everywhere.
Types of water, right.
Yeah, people used to go up to Varanasi. They used to walk back. They used to go to Rameshwaram.
Right.
The circuit was like this. You go to Varanasi, You dip there in the Ganges. Before that you go to Rameshwaram.
Rameshwaram.
You take the sand here from Rameshwaram after dipping in the sea, go to Varanasi, put that sand in the Ganga and dip, take the Ganges water, come back to Rameshwaram, put that water in the sea. That was the circuit.
Oh, that's
Can you
interesting,
imagine a
Doctor.
human being can walk from Chennai to Rameshwaram, from Rameshwaram to Varanasi, again Varanasi to Rameshwaram, again Rameshwaram to Chennai? It's not possible at all. You don't have the immune power with you. Why? Because if I am 60 years of age, in the last 60 years, I have only used water which is not good enough for me. Still, my body has adjusted.
Right.
It has all the mechanism in the world to fight it out. But because of that, I am not that strong as what the people were 100 years ago.
True, Doctor.
They used to migrate. You can see elephants even today migrate from Kalahari Desert in Botswana to all the way to Okavango. Thousands of kilometers
Thousands. We have birds.
for the search of water. Birds are different.
Okay.
Forget, they are flyers. They can navigate. Quantum biology is still struggling to find out how they are navigating. But see the elephants. What a huge mass of a body. They walk thousands of kilometers to Kalahari to Okavango and back every year. Can we do that? We can't today. We don't have, because we have sophisticated ourselves under the banner of transport, which we have lost all our strength. Mainly because of water, we have lost our immune power. Very simple.
Okay. And finally, Doctor, now we have to live with this, the available water. This is what we have today, and I think we are blessed to even have this amount of water today. Considering these circumstances that we have, how best can we purify the water or treat the water in a way that it can come as close as possible to the kind of water maybe ancestors enjoyed? Are there some
What you
methods
can
that
do is buy a bigger copper vessel, a broader one,
Okay.
and a copper plate to cover it. Put little river sand at the bottom. Keep an earthen pot inside.
Right.
Fill up your water early in the morning, around 4 o'clock. Whatever water you have at home, fill it up in that. Cover this earthen pot with a white cloth and earthen plate, and then cover this copper vessel by a copper plate. And after 6 o'clock, after the sunrise, you start using this water. You identify the size of the vessel and the earthen pot to calculating the number of people at home, the amount of water you require for drinking and cooking.
Okay.
You keep 2 sets like this. One you prepare today, the next one you prepare tomorrow. Keep this, wash it and keep it aside. The other one.
Okay.
That one which can give you healthy water. It's very simple. If you are really conscious of your health and you want to use a good water, there is a way.
Oh, there is still, so we still have a way out.
Yeah, definitely. 100% yes.
And
this is what our ancients have taught us in a very beautiful manner.
Absolutely, Doctor. It sounds not very difficult to do if we are really intent.
The
on
only thing,
having-
you should not lazy enough to get up in the morning to do this job. Probably, I would even go, you can violate a little. You can do it in the night also.
Okay.
By 10, 11 o'clock before you go to sleep. Prepare your set of water for tomorrow. Then don't use the same set of vessels. You have 2 sets, use the other set.
Okay, it sounds, now it's definitely easy and doable.
Yeah.
I think if you want to get the same quality of water. That,
Use always copper tumbler and copper jugs to store water. And make sure these, where you're going to pour water into a copper tumbler or a copper jug, should not get oxidized. They'll have this green cover.
Green, right.
Yeah, make sure that you use some tamarind and
Clean.
scrape it and wash it nicely every day.
Okay.
So that the oxidation will not affect you. Simple.
Sure, Doctor.
Very
Sure.
simple.
And this is regarding the potable water. What about the water that's in swimming pools, for example? Most kids take swimming classes or play in the pools. So how is it that we can, safeguard ourselves from the chlorine or the maybe any other contamination in pools?
There is no way out.
Okay.
There is no way out on that. There are methodologies instead of chlorine, that they can use certain tools, but the regulation is very clear that the acceptable science is only using chlorine.
I see.
So I would personally suggest that please avoid pools.
Okay.
Go to some accessibility is there to some natural ponds or lake and learn your swimming. Simple.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to really, you're conscious about your health.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, doctor. Thank you for
Thank you
your
very
time.
much, Vishaka. I enjoy talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for spending your quality time. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you enjoyed this session. See you later.